Good evening, gentlemen. Sorry that I have not been on as often as I would like to as of late, but I appreciate you tuning back in. I've got a lot to cover tonight, so I'm probably going to break this up into a few videos. But I'd like to start off with just a praise. God has been really, really good to me the last couple weeks. Most of you know I had a pretty wicked car accident a week ago, actually a week ago Friday. Everybody walked away from it. Nobody was hurt, but my truck was totaled, and there was just kind of some red tape of whether or not insurance was going to work everything out. And God really timed things really well, and it actually compounds on the sermon that Nick gave on Sunday. So I'll give you a little quick background. I had been waiting for probably about a year and a half now for a company truck, where my company had said that they're going to give me a truck, and it didn't happen. It was became quite a source of frustration because obviously it would free up a lot of finances for our family and give us a little bit more financial freedom once I don't have to pay for a note, insurance, gas, stuff like that. Through some of the growth that God was giving me a while back, I realized, I have not just asked God for it. I haven't really just stopped and prayed for my truck, because sometimes I have a hang-up of praying for things that are kind of materialistic and seem like not a need or a necessity or something spiritual. And I know God says to just come with Him to everything, just ask Him for stuff. But I still am growing and have to get over that sometimes. So I started just praying that He would deliver me a truck. The problem is I had anxiety about this issue, which is what Nick was talking about Sunday, and my anxiety almost borderline got to be idolatry, because I was praying in a fashion of, don't I deserve this? Shouldn't this come to me? Shouldn't this come my way? So I was praying with an expectation of me deserving something, rather than approaching it in a humble manner and just knowing that it's in God's hands, and really being content with the fact that I've been provided for very well anyway, and that if the truck doesn't come, then it doesn't come, and it's not the end of the world. So when I figured out that I was praying incorrectly for it and my mentality was wrong, and I had put more importance and more stock in the truck than it deserved, because I thought, oh, well, we could afford this if only my company would come through, if only a truck would show up, and so my mentality, my approach was very wrong and very sinful. So I repented of that, and I began praying differently. The day after all this clicked in my head is when my wreck happened. I am a week today from my wreck. This is what God did. Not only did I get a company truck today, but because I was in a wreck that was not my fault, I got a check from the insurance company, from the person that I was in a collision with, that was for about 3 times more than I would have been able to sell the truck for. So God actually chose to bless me in a huge way by not only giving me what I had asked for, but giving me what I had asked for plus more, because He benefited me financially much more than I expected. We expected to be able to sell the truck and have a little chunk of change, but it wasn't a truck in great shape, so we're not talking a ton of money. God gave us triple what we had expected for it, which allowed us to obtain full financial freedom that we had been striving for a long time now, because we had a few $1,000s that we still couldn't, in debt, that we still couldn't get a hold of. So I tell you all that as a huge praise. God is really good. I'm so grateful, and I'm so excited that God chose to work this out this way. And as far as I can tell, everything's fine from the wreck physically, so no problems there. But just huge praise, huge blessing, and I really appreciate it. And I appreciate all your guys' support and prayers through the wreck. And so I want to let you guys know what God chose to do with this and why He orchestrated it, because hindsight is showing me that this was all a very precisely laid plan for Him choosing to bless me for whatever reason other than He's a good God and He is gracious, and allowing us to not only get to where we wanted to be consistently financially, but finally, overcome that last obstacle and get some financial freedom with the extra money that He decided to bless us with. So, anyway, I don't know if that encourages you or not. I'm not at all trying to brag or boast. I'm boasting in Him. He chose to bless us, and I think in a really cool way, because it's through something that seemed very devastating at the time, and it turns out that it was not by any means. So that took a lot longer to explain than I thought, so that's going to be my praise video, and I'm going to record a couple more tonight, because I got a lot of stuff on my head, and I really want to get it out to you guys for what it's worth. Maybe you don't learn anything from it. I'm not here to teach. God puts stuff on my mind, and I just want to get it out there, because I don't know who else to talk to about it. So I just talk to you guys, and if you gain something from it, then great. If not, then I don't know. Maybe it'll spark conversation. So we'll see you guys on the next video.